if you was to take it back towards like back in the day now, he was one of the reigning battle champs. A few Queensbridge MCs had to run through you before they could be officially down and get the stamp of approval. Let the people know how it was back in the day with the whole battle rap thing, and what you think of the scene right now.
Alright, back in the days, people battled for supremacy or glory. It was like our words was our shield and our sword, and that's when lyrics were very important. So that's what it was about. And like a lot of rappers' first rhymes were written for battle purposes, not for record purposes. So it was like bragging rights or to be the man, because you could be in the hood and be popular just for being the dude that's nice. Like, oh yeah, he's nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's dudes that's popular for being athletes. There's dudes that's popular for being gangsters. There's dudes that's popular for being hustlers that get money. And there's dudes that's popular for being rappers in the street. And I was one of those guys. So basically, I wouldn't say you had to battle me to get a stamp of approval, because that's not true. That's a misconception.
Okay.
To battle was just like, if you was going to battle me, it was like you was taking on the championship fight right there. That's what that was basically. So I don't even think that would be a stamp of approval, because you only get the approval if you win. Like, you might do good in the battle. People say that dude could rhyme, but at the end of the day, you know how the hood is. They're just gonna be like, yo, such and such beat him in the battle. So I wouldn't say I was a stamp of approval. You know what I'm saying? I think just being nice, period, is a stamp of approval. Because if you're nice, the hood gonna always acknowledge you, no matter where you at. You know what I'm saying? So I was way better as a battle rapper back then than like if I go in a time machine right now, I wouldn't battle that old me. 'Cause the old me was real ferocious. Like the new me, I could write songs better, and my content is deeper, and I touch more hearts. Like my music right now, you got dudes that's sitting in jail that might never come home that listen to my shit, and you got dudes that's in jail that's coming home that listen to my shit. You got dudes that hustle that look at my shit as a blueprint or as a journal or guide. So I make real nigga shit right now. Back then, I was just making ferocious shit to spit your head off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Cannabis is one kind of rapper and Scarface is another kind of rapper. So the difference between then and now is the pros of it is lucrative. Like, you got guys now that could battle and get
paid,
get thousands and thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And that's the pros of it. The cons of it is the respect thing. It's like back in the days, you could take somebody that's a straight soft dude, and you could take somebody that's a street dude. The soft dude, if he's better, he's just better, and people's gonna respect that because he's not acting like he's gangster. It's just a rhyme thing. Whose rhymes are better? Nowadays, when I see some of these battle shows, you got dudes all in dudes' faces, and that's taking it somewhere else, because now that's adding a whole different dimension of pressure. Because now you're playing with dudes' pride and manhood. So, that right there, I'm not comfortable with that, because that's some element I've seen like in the 8 Mile movie, and I think some people want to do that now. It's like some of the things people say in rhymes nowadays in these battles are so disrespectful, and it's so nerve pushing. It's like, wow, like when you watch the battles, it's like, I'm looking at it like, wow, this dude has a lot of patience or restraint. Because some of the things that are saying is like, wow, you know what I'm saying?
So like, if certain things were said to you back then, would you have been able to hold your cool?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell you a real story.
Knowing that
real story. One day I was battling somebody, and I was in Queensbridge, and this dude was from another part of Queens, and he's in a tough part of Queens, right? So, I guess, I don't know what happened. He lost the battle, obviously. But, after that, he was just talking crazy. And then, we tried to give a nigga a pass or two. And then he just kept running his mouth. And next thing you know, he just got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't want him to get fucked up. It wasn't the intention of him getting fucked up. But it's just saying, like, certain shit you just can't say. And he was a street dude, and he got fucked up by street dudes. So now it's like when I watch some of these battles and I see like dudes that are straight cornballs but disrespectful, or even if it's a street, like the disrespect level or the way dudes be in each other's faces, it's naturally instinctive for a human man to react a certain way when somebody's in your face. So that takes a lot of restraint. I'm not comfortable with that. So one of the most anticipated battles of all time was Rakim versus Kane. That's the battle we all wanted to see. If they would have battled, it wouldn't have been they wouldn't have did that like all in your face or disrespect. It would have just been based on the skill. Like Rakim could say a rhyme that's incredible, and then Kane say a rhyme that's incredible, and whoever's rhyme is better, they won the battle. You see what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I don't like about the new shit. It's like it's too much pressure.
Too much pressure and ego.
It's too much pressure and ego, right?
Legal hustle.
Okay.
One artist that you had on there was Vybz Kartel. And you more or less had him before, like he blew up and everything. I mean, what did you see in Kartel?
If you look at Legal Hustle album, that was a compilation album. That whole album had people that people didn't know about before they blew up. Like,
but what made you envision Kartel? Because obviously right now he's got a whole different situation, but he's been running the game red hot.
I just thought he was dope and he was real. He was in New York chilling and everything. He came to the studio, smoked some ganja and everything with the dudes. He's just a real dude, and when you real, that shit travels. Realness is like a pleasant stench. You know what I'm saying? Cause stenches travel far. You know what I'm saying? And he's just real. I heard that all the way from. No matter where you go, there's real dudes. I don't give a fuck where if you're in London, you're in Japan, you're in Africa, you're in America. No matter where you go, if you real, people are gonna know that because it's gonna resonate. Because you can't lie to real dudes. Some real dudes can't be bought. Like you could be a straight fronting dude, and some real niggas just ain't trying to hear you. They don't give a fuck how much money you got or how much success you got. They know you're not real. So Vybz was real. So I just fucked with him, and he was dope. You know what I'm saying? But that whole album, that whole compilation was introducing artists. Nobody from New York and other places know about Jacka. Jacka's an artist from the Bay.
West.
Mano. That was the first thing Mano popped off on. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of artists. My man Banger had my man Banger on there. I think my man Banger could have made noise. But unfortunately, he really lives what he's talking about. Banger's in jail right now. I think he got like 17 years. Like everything he said in that song, if you listen to it, he do that. He busts his hammer. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a real dude. So sometimes when you got real dudes and you trying to help them, sometimes
it takes time for them to realize.
It takes time for like you gotta understand, like having a real dude is like domesticating a wolf or a lion. You know what I'm saying? You could domesticate dogs, but certain other animals it's harder to domesticate because they just thoroughbreds at what they do. So it take a lot to. It took me a while to get used to certain things or to accept certain things, you know what I'm saying? And to react differently to certain things. So, you know, one day my man Banger's in the studio, knocking out a verse that's incredible. And then the next day, he in the hood doing what he do. Next thing you know, I'm like, hearing he got snatched, you know what I'm saying? So, it was unfortunate. But Legal Hustle was one of those albums that introduced a lot of people. And I'm going to do another one soon.
Okay. What's this?
This is Megapholsophy. This is the latest album by me. This album was a risk album. It was a risk because
it shows a lot of growth.
Exactly. That's why it was a risk. Because sometimes people ain't ready for that. And
show the people.
When I made this album, I was basically on some real, like Marvin Gaye is one of my favorite artists. And when he made the album What's Going On, when he made the album with What's Going On and those songs talking about social issues, it went on to become one of his most epic, legendary albums ever, and one of the greatest albums in history. But when he made it, there was an initial hesitancy from his label, and the label did not want the album to come out, and he didn't know if the fans would be receptive to it, because when people know you for a certain thing, they want you for that. Just like me, people want that street shit from nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna give you street shit, but at the same time, if I'm in the streets and I see cops killing my brothers and abusing us, or if I'm a street dude and I'm in the industry and I'm watching artists get robbed, getting jerked by executives, I'm going to tell you about that too. Because there's a lot of street dudes that's getting into business now. So when I made The Realness and True Meaning and all those other albums, there's street dudes that was like, yo, your album guided me, or I got through my bid by listening to your music. Now you could get through another phase in your life listening to this, because now I'm touching on issues, and now you got the stuff like the Ferguson stuff or the Dungan thing out here. There's issues like us as black people. One of our biggest, the biggest weapon against us, the illusion, is equality. Like, we want equality. Fuck equality. Because what is equality? If you take equality, is just settling. Why go for equality when you can why just go for equality when there's something higher than equality? You know what I'm saying? Like, you take a football player that's average, and you say, and if everybody wants to be equality with him, then everybody's gonna be average. Why not go higher than that and elevate to a Pele status? You know what I'm saying? So we want equality, but you want equality from somebody that's not willing to give it. And anything that's given to you isn't going to be as good as something that you earn yourself. So it's like, in America especially, there's a lot of confusion with people like equality and it's all love, but it's really not all love, as we're seeing now. Like, cops is shooting black people in America like it's a fucking new video game, and they're not even getting prosecuted. They're not even getting in trouble for it. But a young kid, I think he was 16, he shot a police dog.
He got life.
He got 23 years for shooting a police dog. He's 16. Who doesn't make mistakes at 16? So you telling me a dog's life, a police dog's life, is worth more than an unarmed black man that's killed by police? And Michael Vick did years for dogs dying.
He still ain't recruit back. He's still settling, trying to settle back in.
And these cops, and not even just cops. Like, Zimmerman wasn't a cop. He just so happened to be the son of a judge. He didn't get any time for killing Trayvon. These are adolescents that are being killed by grown men at that. They're teenagers. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they're... If you're a police officer, you're trained to subdue people, or you should be. So there's a lot of things that are happening that open my eyes, and I just wanted to reflect on that in my new album. Like, there is no equality. Equality is a myth. Thinking that people love you that don't... Like, I've never seen an oppressor that gives a fuck about somebody. So you can't get love from an empty heart. So I'm just talking about the industry. I'm talking about my life. I'm talking about real issues on this that I haven't touched on before. And I'm proud of this album. This album exceeded expectations as far as from the critics. Because I thought they was going to be like, fuck this album. Because I was saying stuff about the industry, and that's a big no-no. But the song Industry that I made on here is one of the most popular songs off my album. It was like #1 on some independent charts, college charts. Its album exceeded all expectations. Like, so I'm proud of it, and it's new. And if you don't got it, go get this shit, London.
That's what it is. Alright, peace, man. We're signing off, Mega.